Welcome to another episode, Caps and Cards 716. I'm your host, Buddy 18, and I am joined today by
TJ North Shore Fitted here. Baseball is back. For those who don't know, free agency, the hot stove went crazy. Lots of people are in new homes. Lots of teams are in new places. I have some card pickups. John and me have some pulls from some blasters. I have some caps I bought recently. I'm going to be at opening day at Fenway Park this year. For those who don't know, I always try to go. I haven't been able the last 2 years because of all the bullshit. But it's nice to be finally able to make it back for day in the ballpark.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to make it to Wiener Park yet, but we'll see.
And maybe the Jays will be playing in Buffalo. You never know.
You never know, but it's Wiener Park either way, so whoo.
Switching my Braves on field. So some of my card pulls from recently, I have I'm wearing Nuxie, Phil Necro, the only Hall of Fame knuckleballer. And I got this pool from Worth Collectibles. I got the Topps Vault signed Phil Necro photo out of 99. 37 out of 99. Pretty cool card. I got it for $5. They're up on eBay. Comps are like around 50.
Do you know what's significant about the Topps logo on the back of that card?
Topps logo on the back of that card. Is that the original stamp they used on the cards?
So that is like the Topps vintage logo, because now the Topps logo we see is the much cleaner version. That's actually kind of a hard one to see.
Like on the top right here, the sticker that holds it in.
Yeah. That's the cleaner version. That's the retro, the vintage stock logo.
And John knows, everybody knows I love these Allen Ginter cards. I got some cool ones. I got the Koleknik Chrome Mini and the Dylan Carlson Chrome Mini rookie card too.
Yeah, so the thing about those cards is the backs of them, some will say Brooklyn, some will say their stats, and it'll be written out, it'll be real tiny. And this is for every card set throughout the year. Like if you're doing A and G, you will encounter tiny writing on those cards. So it's pretty cool getting into them. I'm just about collecting and just kind of doing our thing.
Biggest news of the day, for those who don't know, Trevor Story came to Boston, so they're going to New York. Kevin Cashman slept on that deal. The Red Sox finally have a second baseman of an elite caliber since Pedroia went down.
That has to be the biggest news out of free agency for me.
Freddy Freeman going to the Dodgers. I didn't think a lot of people saw.
That doesn't really ring that many bells for me.
AL East, the Jays trading for Matt Chapman. The AL East is loaded this year. You got the Yankees trading for Josh Donaldson and Ian, whatever his name is, the shortstop there.
I know they traded Gary Sanchez because
it was Gary Sanchez, and they got that shortstop, and he's a below average hitter, but he's a great defender. And they got Josh Donaldson too.
It just it was funny because I saw that the catcher got hurt, but they still have Higashioka. And that I laughed. I still chuckled, even though they just traded Gary Sanchez and the first guy goes down. So, the Yankees are in peak mid-season form with that injury.
Oh, also, Aaron Judge can't play any home games in the Yankee Stadium as of right now because of the COVID restrictions. So
yeah, he's pulling Kyrie.
Yeah, I got, this is one of my other pickups. It's a Musa Yankees all wool, old school. For those of you who don't know, the Red Sox and Yankees are playing each other on opening day in the Bronx. New school Yankees versus the old school Red Sox. Gonna be great. Historic rivalry. I'm gonna switch to this cap now. This is a Lids reverse retro from way back.
I didn't think you were gonna put it on wearing that jersey, but I was like, let's play this out. Let's play this out.
So 56, that's Joe Kelly. I got this done after that fight with the Yankees where Joe Kelly beat the shit out of Austin Romine at Fenway Park.
Speaking of Joe Kelly.
Yes, the White Sox.
Carlos Correa signs with the Twins. Joe Kelly goes to the White Sox. The rivalry is renewed. Fans rejoice.
And the cool thing about this on field is this on field's based on the turn ahead of clocks from '99, and I'm wearing my Pedro Martinez jersey that you wore at Fenway Park.
Mm-hmm.
When we were here.
No, that's the Veritech.
Oh, this is the Veritech. Wait a minute. Yeah, it is. Whoops, I grabbed the wrong one. I have Pedro Martinez jersey with the 04 patch.
It's the same patch, but yeah, that's the tech.
Oh, it's different. This is the on-field one.
It's like a more circular.
This is the oh shit. This is the ring ceremony one.
Mm.
This is the patch.
Others, yep.
Played on.
Okay, yeah.
This is the Pedro. This is the one I meant to grab.
Yep.
And this on field was the one that he wore in that 99 head the clock game, which he had a big strikeout game. And then everybody's after that 99 All-Star game patch, which this hat's kind of cooler than that one.
Yeah, so like if you look at the brim on that hat, doesn't it look like it's doing the sandwich brim?
Yeah.
I got a couple lids. Yeah, if you like pull it this way, it kind of looks like it's doing. If you show it from this angle, kind of looks like yeah. The late lids stuff, the end of the line lid stuff has that sandwichy brim looking stuff, and I still wouldn't trade them in for the world because one of my last Indians hats with the high kick Indian, the Wahoo, is one of those sandwich brims, and I would not give it up. I wouldn't trade it in. I would not send it back to them. I was like, how about you guys just send me another one? They were like, we don't have access to that stock. And I was like, you better figure it out. But
what was it? I finally had this vintage pickup from eBay. This is a leather band OG, like original, like 70s, new era. That tagging, leather band on the inside, red sat St. Patrick's Day. They were one of the first teams to wear an all green uniform on
St. Patrick's Day. Yep.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, that's very similar to the cap I picked up at Ty's store, corporate in Cincinnati. It had a little bit of a, what did it have? The clover instead of a side patch. Had the MLB and the new era on the side. Nice heathered green material. Ty Mathis, appreciate you.
Yeah, this is like vintage wool. You're not gonna find another one of these. It's like a piece of history in your hand.
Oh yeah. For those that don't know, I am wearing the Hat Club Horror Pack. This is the Cubbies / Michael Myers. Don't really care about the patch here. Batterman's kind of cool. Reminds me of like some Lucky Charms, Count Chocula shit. And yeah, stick around.
Another pickup I had was the Marlins Musa. And correct me if I'm wrong, but because that has a flag on the dot, that's team issued, correct?
Well, so that was something I was trying to explain to you. It was, if it's made here and made in Derby, that would have the flag. If it was, a lot of the team issue caps also have it, but if basically it was one of those stamps to help people diagnose if it was fake or not when they were made in America. So if you saw a made in America tag and you saw that, you would know it was made here. But if you saw a made in America tag and you saw just a regular,
that's another one that I agree.
then you would know, because the size of that little metal piece would be different. It wouldn't have the same like sizing and clasp. So yeah, I actually did mess up when I told you about that.
Yeah. No, I was confused by it, so I was like, huh. Still a cool hat. I love this logo. This is an underrated logo. This is way better than the current one, I would imagine. I know you're a fan of this logo because of Christian Yelich.
That was his rookie uniform, yes.
And Ichiro Suzuki got his 3,000th hit in this uni. Giancarlo Stanton came around in this uniform. Jose Fernandez.
So I've seen the cards. His real name is Mike Stanton, and he just changed his name to something Spanish. So he doesn't sound so baseball oriented when you hear his real name, but it's Mike.
And Mike still had a big day when he was debuting in Yankee Stadium. You remember that 10Ks?
It sounds like he should be on the Phillies. Mike Stanton.
Yeah, like Mike Schmidt.
Yeah.
And from the homie Noah I in Hawaii. He hooked me up with this one from Hawaii exclusive.
Yeah, that was Noah.
Yeah, Noah. Hawaiian fitted. Red band on the inside. Cool, like heathered, like light material. Probably really good for the summer.
Yeah.
On this one. I used to have a Red Sox hoodie this color, but I can't find it.
You'll get there.
I love the inspiration of the English D on this too. It's kind of cool with that old like block lettering.
All roads lead back to Eminem.
I don't know. Yeah, I still got that OG Ox pack. I got the OG. I got the one from the Monster Talk. And everything.
I would say that's on my list.
Yeah.
And if I can't do that one, maybe I'll just have somebody throw it on something and save myself $100.
That cap's like $200-300 now on eBay.
The most I've ever spent on a cap is $100, and that's it. And it wasn't what you think.
I have no idea with your collection. It could be anything. Minor league.
Well, most people think it was the Bison's Lucky Charms, but it was not.
Was it MILB?
Yeah.
Was it a theme night?
No. I'll just tell you, it's the Two Bears hat.
Oh yeah, that one was cool. That one sold out quick again too. Didn't you double up on that one?
I tripled up. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's nice to see the Red Sox make a signing the Yankees probably should have. Long history of you guys taking our guys, so
I don't know. I'm just out here watching baseball. I don't want to be a you guys.
Well, anytime you won most of your rings when there's only 10 teams around, those rings kind of relevant.
I would just like to point out that Pittsburgh and Cleveland are the two closest teams, but they haven't won since like the 40s, so I don't really want to own them.
Pittsburgh, at least they had like Emma McCutcheon. They made the playoffs. The Cleveland, they made it to the World Series. They lost the Cubs. The Cubs broke their stretch.
Oh, yay. Yay. I don't know. I don't really care.
Yeah.
Everybody was so hot about that 2016 Cubs hat the other day. I have a moose of one of those from the stadium a couple of years ago, and I was just like, I could sell this. Like, I think that was the day I got into a fight with somebody at Wrigley, and I was just like, this hat is shit. Like,
I don't know. That's like 04. That's like a cherry grailed for a lot of people.
Yeah.
I haven't been focusing on the newer drops mainly. The only one I was really after was that Ox pack, and we both struck out on that Tigers M&M cap. Yeah. But I've been going after older stuff, like more exclusive stuff. Like other companies are just going to keep remaking these hats, so there's no point in paying a reseller like $200-300 or something.
I think if there was one logo that you could have made from like a minor league team into one of these weird colorways, what would it be and why?
Paw Sox, Angry Bear, or the Little Spinners logo. That's because those are the games I grew up going to as a kid.
I think I've seen the Spinners at EB Lens in that gray and
It's like the L, and it has like the yarn thing, the bat and the L.
the
That one's
needle.
pretty
Yeah.
cool. They were the double A
Um,
affiliate for the Red Sox for a long time. And then,
Obviously, they ruined mine, so I would go with probably Akron Arrows. I haven't seen a lot of those, but Orbit still exists as a mascot for the Ducks, so I would like to see Orbit kind of make a comeback somewhere.
I'd say Lakeview Tigers would be another one too. I've seen a few of those, but not like a lot of.
Lakeland.
Huh?
Lakeland.
Lakeland Tigers. So the looks like a fighter patch with like the Tigers logo in it, like that angry.
That's because they are the Flying Tigers.
Named after the World War II unit, I'm guessing. That's pretty
Yes.
cool.
That is exactly why. A lot of those teams, they were founded after World War II, so some had like military references, and you can kind of find out what teams have the military references. But the teams that don't really exist anymore, and Brandeis has basically taken over a lot of those because of the controversialness of the logos and the bomber planes and the just the heinous parts of the logos that, I mean, I liked them, but you can't please everybody in a post-war environment.
Yeah, things are looking up for the Tigers. They have the Red Sox. Great pitcher from the Red Sox next year. They have all their prospects up. Miguel Cabrera has been doing good so far in spring training. They made some nice signings. They have Screwball, Casey Mize.
Screwball, not
Yes.
Screwball. Yeah.
I said Screwball. He threw
Okay,
that no
I
hit.
don't know. Maybe it sounded weird to me.
He threw that no hitter last year. Anyway, where he gained national relevance, where people actually knew who he was.
And Matt Manning, he's been struggling, but I mean, I probably should have bought his autograph when I saw it in the dollar bin, and I passed on it. But we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, lots of games this year. It's going to be exciting. Lots of cool big moves. Carlos Carrera signing with the Twins of all people. That was nuts. I don't think anybody saw that happening. Chris Bryant.
But he has an opt-out option in case he hates Minnesota.
He has an opt-out every 3 years, and he doesn't have a no trade clause, so Minnesota can just deal him and he can walk at the end of the year. And he also signed with a new agent. He signed with Scott Boras. And the reason he got all these opt-outs is because if he has a good year, he can opt out. And he's going to say, I want 12 years, $330 million. Fuck you. Don't pay me or I'm going to go. And Minnesota's going to laugh because they're a small market team and go, all right, go the Yankees. All right, go the Dodgers. Right, go somewhere bigger. That's just how
you can't make it up.
Work. No, it's just like it's true how those small market teams work. Like the Royals, they paid who they could, but they let Hosmer walk. They let.
Hey. Greinke's back. It would have been a true Cinderella story if Verlander came back. I mean, one more shot, one more go around. It would have been kind of cool, but I would not give them back Low Kane. Low Kane stays.
What was it? Greinke on his before he got his first start. The most famous thing about him was he said he wanted to be sent down to single A and start playing as your shortstop because he hates the light. I was hoping the Red Sox might make a move for him, but he didn't want to be here. He doesn't like the limelight. He'd be like David Price of the media here.
Yeah.
Where they alive.
You know, every team's got one of those guys, though.
No, but Greinke has like anxiety. He eats like he takes medication for it and stuff like that. Not that it's a weakness, a bad thing. It's just not a good. It wouldn't be a good mix in Boston because the
No.
media, like they'll wear you down.
Yeah, I agree.
I
Definitely agree.
was wondering why we didn't sign Mike Fiers because with Sale's injury, we need some veteran pitching depth at starters
Mhm.
rotation. But then I remembered he's the one that ratted out the Astros, and we have Alex Cora as our manager. So I don't think we'll be signing Mike Fiers anytime soon.
Yeah, he was like the last one to throw a no-no.
And he was the one that also ratted out, and then Oakland dropped his ass at the end of the year.
Yeah, no excuses for that. I'd still like to see some integrity in baseball, whether it's, the pitchers have a little something inside their belt, inside their glove. You want a little extra zip, go for it.
Well, next year when they ban the shift, it's going to be crazy because you're going to see lefty hitters be like they were back in the day, where they're going to hit for average more. And I think we're going to see less focus on the analytics stuff, where we're just going to see Gallo get a base hit here. I need you to get on base here. Or like Freddy Freeman, I need you to get on base ahead of the other guys to knock you in. You probably see a lot more lefty.
Small ball. Yeah. Hopefully. It would be good for the game, but I don't think the game is really changing that way. I think they'll probably change it back.
And then the other thing was the larger bases to increase the probability of stolen bases. They added 4 inches, I believe, to each base.
Yeah, 4 inches ain't gonna help a lot of people.
And they're larger to avoid more collisions, and those collisions like ended certain players' careers, especially a Boston legend.
I'd like to quote the movie Major League, where Willie Mays Hayes was stealing a base and he slid early, and he's like 3 feet from the bag, and 4 inches did not help him. 2 feet did not help him. 3 feet almost did not help him. And he's like, come on, big boy, come on. He's like, just tag me.
The Red Sox was story, though. That lineup stacked. We're World Series contender caliber. Sale comes back healthy in a few months.
There are like 3 teams right now that if I was in a state that I am, that allowed sportsbook betting, the Dodgers, the Braves, the Blue Jays, maybe the Red Sox and the Yankees. Those 5, I'm betting right now to win it all.
Well, the NLCS is basically a lock between the Braves and the Dodgers, the way the pitching worked out, because the Braves signed Kenley Jansen to be their 7th inning reliever. Their bridge between Marisnick and Will Smith. And then
Mrazek, I believe. Yeah. Mrazek.
Tyler Matzek. That's
Matchek. Yes, Matchek.
He was the one that they fell off the parade boat drunk and man.
Right, my Polish brother.
He was looking at he was pointing to the picture of him striking out and getting the final out. It was kind of poetic how Freddy Freeman's career ended. His last hit as a Brave was a home run, go-ahead home run in the World Series. And his last catch out, was the final out of the World Series. So it's kind of
a lot of players can't get much more poetic than that, I think. And if you really want to like push that, if he stayed as a Brave, I would have no problem with him being a walk-on for the Hall of Fame. And I think that's going to sway some people that he chased LA like that.
It's his hometown, so I don't feel as bad. He's from LA. He's from Bakersfield.
I don't know, man. It just, when you've played with a team since your rookie year, 16 years later or whatever, it just like, you got to go down with them.
It is special, but a lot of players don't do it. Tom Brady could have done it with the Patriots and stuck it out and done it. And like Paul Pierce, another Boston legend, didn't do it. Kirk Schilling was another guy who bounced around all these different places. Pedro Martinez.
Once you go from the Yankees to the Red Sox, you are no longer a first ballot Hall of Famer.
There is a little bit of a bias in that. There's a lot of Red Sox players that should probably be in that aren't, like such as Dwight Evans, Johnny Pesky. We'll name a few from way back.
I mean, Pesky's known for a couple of things, and especially at Fenway Park, and you have the Pesky pole, and like he was, he pulled it inside a lot. He was a pull hitter to the inside, and I don't know if that really guarantees him a spot in the Hall of Fame because of
he was also instrumental in that teammates thing with Bobby Dorr, Ted Williams, and him that will like save Boston baseball essentially. When all those guys came up and they started playing together, that Boston infield like solidified because that owner who bought the Red Sox was trying to make the team better. He went out and signed Tom Yawkey went out and signed the best talent he could. He went around the country. Like Williams was in the Pacific League.
Yeah, and also Ted Williams took off 4 years. He's considered to have like a top 3 or 5 batting average all time. Took 4 years off, went and fought in the war. Then at the end of his career, took another 2 years off, knocking off 5 years in his prime. And he's still Mr. 414.
And he also never won a World Series. He lost to the Cardinals in 46.
Yeah, but if he was still here playing, and nobody was playing during those years because no baseball was being played those years, except for, I believe, the Negro Leagues. And
there was MLB, I think. They were just like replacement teams.
It wasn't as popular. It was harder to field the team during those war years.
Yeah, they merged the teams together.
Because all the men were fighting.
Yeah, went off the war, went to work in factories.
It just, I don't know, it does make sense to have MLB teams from 42 to 45. And if they did, really, I wouldn't say any of those chips would have counted because of the caliber of play.
The talent pool being diluted.
Yeah.
Well, there's a big asterisk for any of those ones from way back because of the Negro League separation prior to the integration of baseball, because all these incredible players like that catcher that was on the Grays, Cobb. He batted 800 in a season in the Negro Leagues. You're not telling me he wasn't a great player. Sure, he was facing like worse pitching, but.
And Jackie didn't even come into the league until he was 26.
And something that I'm ashamed of in Boston, Tom Yawkey had a chance to sign Jackie Robinson in 1942. And he said, get that person off my field. And not a nice way. Tom Yawkey's a racist piece of shit. That's why they changed the T station and the street in Fenway to Jersey Street recently in the last few years. I believe there should be a movement to get him out of the Hall of Fame, even though he saved the Red Sox organization, just because he was so backward in his thought. The Red Sox were one of the last 2 teams to integrate. We went over this before where the Yankees were too.
Yeah, 63.
We did it shortly after the Yankees did it. We could have had all this talent in 67. The Cardinals went out and just signed these guys and won. Had a dynasty.
Bob Gibson.
Feller. Lou Brock.
Lou Brock. Yes, Lou Brock. Oh my God.
Hank Aaron for the
Reds guy. Oh my God. Joe Morgan.
Who also played for the 45s, the Colt 45s.
Joe Morgan had comparable, if not better, stats than Jackie Robinson and I think it was Gray, the catcher. He's considered a 4-time World Series champion, all because of where he was at that time.
No, it's just a crazy era in baseball where these guys weren't like appreciated. Dick Allen was another guy. He bounced around the league in a few different cities, and he got tormented just because he was the first black player to be in Philly, to play for Philly, and he got a big contract. So all these racist guys would come out and start running their mouth at him when he wasn't doing too well. And these players just took it every day and went back to play. And just like, it's incredible. I love that the Lids is honoring these Negro League teams and the history of baseball and everything with these. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, so it's that question is brought to us by Rings and Crowns. We will be doing a piece on the Negro Leagues at another date here. We just kind of want to get back into the swing of baseball today. TJ, final thoughts?
Uh, I'm just happy baseball's back. I'm happy they were able to come to an agreement and play ball. I can't wait to go to some games this summer.
Yeah, I think I'd like to wrap it up today, just saying that again, we're gonna hopefully highlight some of the Negro League teams, get a little bit into a little bit more of really what impacted our teams, and we're gonna do some homework to say like where our favorite teams came from and who helped influence the teams that we know and love today. So with that, I'm Spidey. He's North Shore Fitteds, and peace, love, and cats.